first, then we will create the mind map after the learnings of the blog. Okay. So welcome to Leader Lifestyle Hub, a unique place for digital leaders to enhance every day. And we set the target of completing 200 book summaries in the entire year. On the journey of 200 book summaries, here comes book number 49 out of 200. And the name of the book that we have today is Entreleadership, written by Dave Ramsey. And the tagline of the book is 20 Years of Practical Business Wisdom from the Trenches. Let us see the targeted audience. The 31-year-old who is getting their first employees in their brand new business like me. The 42-year-old accountant that wants to move up into the management. And anyone considering starting a company that will have people working for them. Let us see the synopsis. Entreleadership provides you with a path to becoming a great leader in your company by identifying the necessary management and entrepreneurial skills. So it is a combination of entrepreneurs plus leadership. Let us listen from the author Dave Ramsey. If you as a leader allow people to halfway do their jobs and don't demand excellence as a prerequisite to keeping their job, you will create a culture of mediocrity. Means a leader must demand excellence as a prerequisite for their employees. Have you ever tried rubbing your stomach while patting the top of the head? Have you ever tried rubbing your stomach while patting the top of your head? Every time I try this, it takes me a minute or more to figure it out. Even then, I find myself having to think hard to get it right. Now that you are done trying it out yourself. Let's take a look at how this activity applies to our leadership skills. Everybody knows that startup founders are driven risk takers. Everybody knows that startup founders are driven risk takers. But you also need leadership principles such as rationality, empathy, and calculated action to make it in business. Remember, three rational leadership principles are rationality, empathy, and calculated actions. How is it possible for people starting new companies to balance these varying ideals? Can you really master the mental game of patting your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time? Have you ever played this game? Patting your...
I just tried and it works wonderful. I'm able to do it.
Okay. So it is a mental game. Generally, it's a mental game of focusing. Sometimes instead of patting our head, we try to rub our head. Sometimes rubbing our stomach, we try to pat our stomach. It's a mental game of focus. Let us see a small review. Many of the principles in the Entreleadership don't seem that new to me, but it might be because I have been surrounded by the great leaders for many years. This book was released in 2011, which may be another reason some of these ideas don't seem as fresh. Regardless, these are timeless fundamentals, means it will be applicable for all the time. That will benefit anyone who is in the business. Dave Ramsey's Entreleadership, 20 Years Practical Business Wisdom from the Trenches will show you how to succeed in developing all the important qualities of great leaders. Ramsey is a well-known guru when it comes to money. He also famous for his radio show, which helps people get on the path to the financial freedom. But he is not just great with money. From his experience growing a company to multi-million-dollar earnings, Ramsey also has entrepreneurial success to back up his claims. Okay, let us see the top 3 lessons. Here comes the top 3 lessons. The most successful heads of new companies combine the skills of an entrepreneur and a leader. Remember that the most successful heads, CEOs of a new companies combine the skills of entrepreneur and a leader. To create a lucrative business, work on your marketing strategy. I need to work on this. You get hardworking and loyal employees when you give generous salaries and bonuses. Remember this, you get hardworking and loyal employees when you give generous salaries and bonuses. Let's look deeper into how to become great entry leaders. Lesson number 1. You need both entrepreneur and leadership skills to become a great manager or a great leader of your company. If you want to be a successful startup founder, or if you are having a thought of starting a new startup, think about this. You have got to be hardworking and passionate. It takes a lot of risk taking to make a new company work, and that may require some innovation as well. So 2 things required. A lot of risk taking capability as well as some innovation to be included. Conversely, leadership principles are also a necessity to make it when you are in the trenches of growing in a young business. There are another 2 key components. One is discipline and humility. As these are the ability to keep calm in the many tough times in the beginning. Leaders need to motivate teams and take charge of the company's culture. Although these 2 ideals of a leader and an entrepreneur seem opposing, means the leader is different from entrepreneur, both are important to have when starting a new business. A company's culture is born of the qualities if it is a leader. I remember one team I worked on had a visionary leader who take charge of the culture instead of letting team members control it. Just visualize a company have a visionary leader who took charge of the culture, how the employees should do and how the culture of the processes will go, instead of team members control that. With experience starting and building successful companies and the kindness of a leader, he was the perfect embodiment of an entry leader. I learned a lot of great principles from him that still guide my own business journey today. Contrast this leader with a younger Dave Ramsey, who one time made his team stay outside on a cold day. He wanted to teach them that tardiness would leave them out in the cold. So remember that, leave them out in the cold. Ramsey had a habit of overreacting to the little problems, like his staff being late to work. Ramsey had a habit of overreacting to the little problems, like his staff being late to work. His decision left his employees as cold-hearted toward him, as they were cold from standing outside and his business suffered. Thankfully, he learned from the experience and he improved. Let us see the lesson number 2. A powerful marketing plan is required to make your business goals happen and must be perfected over time to work well. In 1994, Dave Ramsey began teaching people how to avoid becoming a bankrupt. Bankrupt is your debts are higher than your assets. The name of his class was Life After Debt. And Ramsey ran ads on the radio offering the first session for no charge, means for free of cost. Unfortunately, a meager 6 people showed up for his class. After some analysis, Ramsey learned that his class was not solving a problem that his audience really needed help with. Rather, people wanted to learn financial security. After a rebrand of the class to from Life After Debt, this was the first webinar he conducted. Later, he converted that into Financial Peace University and improving what it was offering. Ramsey made it work. Today, millions of people have learned from his course, Financial Peace University. Just like Ramsey, your initial try for marketing your product probably won't work, but it is not all wasted because you will learn valuable lessons that you can use to adjust and become better. A great sales strategy involves helping your audience have positive experiences. To achieve marketing success, care about what your people want and give useful tips about how what you are selling can give them that. Earning their trust increases the chances that they will buy your product, but you must be respectful to them and confident in the product. Let us see the lesson number 3. Paying your team members generously and giving them bonuses is a surefire way to earn their trust and respect. A few months ago, I lost my job. Means I am taking an example of one Nick. A few months ago, Nick lost his job. Thankfully, a side business he was working on gave him the opportunity to work with a great leader and friend who is paying him very well for his work. He have noticed a powerful difference in his investment level with this new opportunity as opposed to how much he cared at his former job. Ramsey teaches that compensating well breeds hard work and loyalty from your employees, just as he have experienced recently. Means if you pay loyalty and if you pay the hard work as a excellence, then there will be a trust and respect automatically build up. One company made the unfortunate mistake of paying their employees no more than $1 lakh a year, even though business was booming and annual revenue was over $50 million. The team members did not feel they were being paid fairly for all their hard work and began to quit for better paying jobs. After a while, enough people left that the company had to shut down. When you are respectful to your employees, including how you pay and reward them, they will trust you. The values of a leader are shown by the company's compensation system, which means salary, pay scale, structure. As we have seen, a greedy leader creates unhappy employees who leave. Remember, a greedy leader creates unhappy employees who leave. Let us share your top 3 lessons, what you have learned. Sony, what you have learned from this book?
I learned that earn respect and trust of your employees.
Okay. What else?
That's all.
Okay. What about you, Ravi Kiran?
The last one, I should pay well to your employees so that
Okay.
they will pay attention and loyalty and hard working towards the company.
Okay.
And secondly, first one is that you should not impose too many restrictions on employees.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Give some but liberty, like kind of a thing, so that.
Okay.
The other one.
Now you add, okay.
Yeah. I loved the concept of changing the topic of the marketing strategy.
Marketing strategy, correct. Yes, third one.
The second one is the marketing strategy. He started with the life after debt initially. Only 6 people turned out at the time. But later on, he moved on to the Financial Peace University. I love the term of the Financial Peace University. That made happen. And he made a mistake. Generally, humans make mistakes, right? So he made a mistake that overacting for little problems. If suppose I turned up late today, you also turned up late. If I overreact for the small little problems, then it will become struggle in the long run. Okay. That is what I learned. And two things, if you are about to start a new company, two things you need to remember. One is entrepreneur, second one is leadership. These two skills need to be there for CEO of a company to make it run for long run. Okay, let me start mind map. So these are the top 3 lessons, key lessons, mental exercise. We have seen the mental exercise. That is generally I used to do that earlier, but I recollected that mental exercise. What are the top 3 lessons? The most successful heads of the new companies combine the skills of an entrepreneur and a leader. If suppose you are about to create a new lucrative business, or if you are about to leave your working job, work on your marketing strategy as well as work with the leaders. You get hardworking and loyal employees when you give generous salaries and bonuses, as both of you cover that. Okay. So earn the trust and respect from your team so that you'll have long-term relationships and long-term benefits. The key lessons that the person, Dave Ramsey, changed the topic of life after death with the Financial Peace University, and it hit the huge market after the changing that perspective. So never stick to the same marketing strategy that will work, or just have confidence that even though your marketing strategy won't work for you, try to change it and try to tweak it every now and then. Remember taking mental exercise as a practice of this book, from this book. Master the mental game of patting your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time. See you in another book summary with another powerful lessons. Until then, stay connected, keep progressing. Let us wind up our session with one powerful quotation. Sony, any powerful quotation?
Okay. But before that, I want to do something, please.
Yeah.
I want you to try tapping your head and rubbing your tummy. See that you and Ravi Kiran.
So
I
this
can't.
is,
Okay, you
got it?
are. And the other ways also, other hand also. Other hand on head.
So sometimes it will go wrong, but by practicing it again and again, it will come into the mastery. So this is a mental exercise. We need to do every now and then, at least 5 minutes in a day.
Ravi Kiran, you can do.
Fine.
Yeah, I can.
Oh yeah, so we can do it. We are mentally active. What do you say?
Sorry.
Left and right side brain both balanced.
Fine. Sorry, over to you. Share your powerful quotation.
The man who does not read has no advantage over the man who cannot read.
The man who does not read.
The man who does not read has no advantage over the man who cannot read.
Okay. Great.
You understood?
Understand.
Those who can read but still can't read, there's no advantage.
Yeah, I understand.
Those who
I
cannot
understand.
read, yeah.
Wonderful. What about you, Ravi Kiran?
Nothing stuck in me.
Okay.
Think.
In my case, I want to share one quotation. The best things are learned during the worst days of your life.
The
The
best
best things are learned during the worst days of your life. Sometimes you learn the value of how people respect you when you are going through bad days.
Yeah, that's how it is. The character of the man is known in the dark.
Yeah.
All right, so I will fill from Ravi's side. Ravi, if you like, you can pick this. Understanding yourself is power. Loving yourself is freedom. Forgiving yourself is peace. And being yourself is bliss.
Wow,
Super.
super.
You're welcome.
Great. Thank you so much. See you in another book summary.